inside your kit packet, you're going to get a half a pack of the metallic pearls, a full pack of linen thread, a half a pack of the Regal's 6x6 Designer Series paper, and also a half a pack of each of the gold, copper, silver, and champagne foil sheets. You're going to be pulling from these to make the cards, and I'll let you know what size you need to cut and when you need to do that. Your packet is going to come, your pre-cut cardstock packet, I should say, is going to come in a nice little envelope like this. And you want to be very careful when you pull it out. There's a label on the front that indicates that this is the front of the packet, and this is going to be card number 1, followed by card number 2, number 3, and number 4. And of course, there are 2 of each of these cards in here for a total of 8. In the back of your packet is going to be your scraps, okay? So you're going to be using those throughout the entire class. We're going to get started here with card number 1. And you're going to receive 2 of each layer that you need. I'm only going to be showing you how to make 1 card to save time in the video. So I'm just going to set card number 2 to the side. And I'm going to grab 1 of each of these. And then this starts... Did I say card number 2? I meant card number 1. This starts card number 2, and I'm just going to put that over to the side, and we'll do that in the next video. First thing you're going to do here is take your crumb cake card base and fold it in half and burnish it good with your bone folder. And then we've got a white piece, a rich raspberry piece, another rich raspberry piece, and another white piece. We're going to do a little bit of stamping here first on the white layers. I'm going to bring in my rich raspberry ink and then the Season's Greetings stamp. And of course, you're going to want to do both of yours at the same time. At least I would. So stamp up both of your layers this size. And then we're going to bring in this big greeting, and that's going to go on the bigger white layer. Now remember, if you don't stamp perfectly the first time, you've always got the back. You get a second chance before you have to start pulling out more cardstock. I'm also going to be using Old Olive ink. And I'm going to pull in these 2 pine boughs. And I was calling these pine bows in my introduction video the other day, and somebody corrected me. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Sometimes I'm just not sure what I'm thinking. I wasn't. That's the problem. I just wasn't thinking about it. It's a pine bough, not a bow. And whoever did that, if you're one of my kit purchasers, thank you for the correction. I always appreciate it. Okay, now we're going to take this layer, and where's my glue? Right here. We're going to add this to the rich raspberry layer. Like this. You're going to have a very thin border. Then we're going to go to our foil sheets. We're going to grab one of our copper sheets, and we're going to have to cut a 3x3 piece from our copper sheet. So you need a 3x3 square here. Did you guys catch what I did? I stamped this on this side and then put my pine bows on the other side. Boughs, pine boughs. So let's try that again. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I was preoccupied. I just had a little incident where I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live tonight. And of course, this video is pre-recorded, but isn't that pretty? I just got put in Facebook jail, so that's got me thrown off a little bit. I'm not too happy about it. So I thought, oh, I'm just going to go and do my videos for my online class, and I won't worry about Facebook. I always like to use my snail adhesive if I'm going to be gluing something to the front of copper or foil paper. And I just find that it works better for me. So that's why I'm bringing out my snail adhesive versus my liquid glue. Just a little tip for you there. Then we're going to bring in our linen thread. And I'm gonna wrap this around here. I wanna leave a long enough tail so that I can tie a nice bow. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 times here. 3 or 4 times, whatever works for you. Cut that off, and then we're gonna tie a bow. Let's see how good I am at this without my bow jig. I want that to be right in the middle. I always like to tie my linen thread in a knot first. Because it's small enough that it doesn't really add the bulk that would cause a problem if you were to do this with ribbon, it holds it in place so that now I don't have to worry about keeping it tight while I tie that bow. And then I like to take my bone folder and hold onto that bow and pull that. Oh, I didn't hold on to it all the way. Hang on. And pull that so it gets the kinks out and it kind of curls it up a little bit, just like you're curling ribbon, so that your linen thread doesn't look all kinky. And that looks really nice, right? It looks a lot better than it did before. Okay, we need to also, now this other piece can be for your other cards. So you need 2 of these, right? Because you're making 2 cards. Now we need to do some die cutting. And I'm going to take, the small detailed pine cone. And then also this particular branch. And I'm going to die cut those out of the copper. And then we also need, I'm going to bring back in our cardstock pack here, our pre-cut cardstock, because back here in the back is a piece of rich raspberry, and that's our scrap. And we're going to also cut this bough out of the rich raspberry, and then the single one that's in here. This one, okay? So we need a little pine cone. You're gonna do 2 of each. So 2 little pine cones and 2 of these. And then we're gonna take this and we're gonna do 2 of these. You're making 2 cards. And for the purposes of this video, I'm just gonna talk about 1 card because I think that's just gonna get confusing if I keep saying 2 cards. You're making 2 cards. I'm only making 1 card. I'm just gonna show you how to make 1 card. And hopefully I can stick with that. Okay. All right, I'll be right back. And here we go with all of our little bits and pieces. Sometimes that film that's on the back of your foil paper will not cut, and that's fine. Just peel your design off the front. It actually works good because it takes out some of the bits and pieces for you, which is, I don't know, pretty handy, right? Or you can put a shim in. Just add a sheet of cardstock, and that'll help everything cut out completely with that back filmy layer. And I should have put a shim in, but I didn't, and it's okay. There. Isn't that funny looking? Yeah, so sometimes that happens. Not a big deal. Everything looks beautiful here. And then we've got this one. And of course you can leave your dies on here and use your, take your pick die brush attachment to brush out all these little pieces. But I'm being lazy right now. And I'll probably get it out for the next card. There we go. And just about everything is out here. Just a couple little pieces there. That looks great. This one looks great. And then here's our pine cone. Look at all those little pieces just fell right out of there. I love it when dies do that, don't you? Okay, let me put these off to the side. Oh, I've got a whole bunch of little pieces left in there. I just kind of flop it on the table and most of them will fall right out. Okay. Now we are going to take this, we need to score. So I folded it in half and now I'm going to score it at 1 1/4. So I'm going to move it right over here to 1 1/4. Give it a good score there. And there we go.
How did you...
Okay, we're going to push that back like that. Now the only other thing we have to do for this card is we have to pull out the Old Olive Designer Series paper. And you can use whichever one you want, but I'm going to go to the one that has the script writing on it. And you're going to cut this at 2 inches. I'll make sure your script writing is going the right way. We're going to cut that at 2 inches and then at 5 1/4. Just like that. And I think we're ready to assemble our card. Got a little clog there in the end. There we go. And we're going to put this right over here. Now, I can't really read what the script writing says, but you can definitely tell if you put it on upside down. So just be careful of that, okay? Now I'm going to add some glue right here and glue this down just like that. Then we've got this layer. Now we're going to take all of these die cuts that we did and we're going to add them to the back of this square layer. So I'm just going to kind of take it. You want to take it and do a little dry fit here to make sure. If you put the square right in the middle of your card, you want to make sure that your pine boughs are not going off the top of the card because it won't fit in an envelope if that's the case, okay? So we do need to push it down to about right there to make sure that it's all going to fit. Now I'm going to pick this up, turn it over, and what I like to do is just grab a piece of tape to secure everything behind it because you won't see the tape and boom, there you go. Then we're going to take this little piece and we're going to put this, and again, I'm going to do a dry fit. I want to make sure that everything fits on my card. And I'm going to take this piece and put it right about there. So that's going to work just fine. You can always reposition it if you get it wrong, right? It's just tape and you can pull it off. Okay. There's that. That looks really good. And now I'm going to grab my dimensionals. And I just happen to have a sheet here that I've clipped all the edges on it because I'm almost got this one used up. So we're going to put all these dimensionals on. Oops, don't get that stuck in there. Oh, hang on. We can't put the dimensionals way over here, right? Because you're going to see it. So we need to keep those dimensionals in a little further. So you guys don't do what I just did. That was just a little boo-boo. I'll pull this one in way over here and this one in way over there. There we go. Okay, now we should be good. Whew. Your dimensionals will come off pretty easy if you do it right away. If you leave it for a while, then they set. I don't know if that's really a thing, but that's what I find. They kind of set up. Okay, so my dimensionals are behind the layer right here, not way over at the corner. Isn't that pretty? Now we're going to take this layer and add it to this rich raspberry layer. Let me get my hair out of there. That's not attractive. I was gone over the weekend. When I came home, I found that one of our cats decided to start sleeping on my office chair. How do I know? Because it was covered with cat hair, which is a complete violation of the entire stamping code in my room. I was not very happy. Yeah. Okay, here goes this layer inside. And this is just a really pretty inside for this card. It didn't take much effort to put those pine boughs in there. Isn't that pretty? What are we going to do with this little bugger? Well, we're going to take a mini glue dot. And what I like to do is I like to curl them up, make them really small. And I'm going to put a little glue dot right here at the base of my bow. And then I'm going to bring my pine cone in and I'm going to kind of make it go a little sideways, just like that. And then my linen thread covers up any little bit of that glue dot that might be hanging out there. There you go. There's your first card. Now you want to make 2 of these? We're going to get going on the second card in the next video.